Women feel invisible by 40 years old. By 40. But why do they blame men for this? Why is it men's fault? Well, the first point to begin is, think about this. When you get so much attention, even if you do not want all of the attention you're getting, some of it's unwanted, but even so, when that attention is taken away massively from your life, you would feel a certain withdrawal, wouldn't you? And you would feel somewhat angry, maybe a little bitter towards those who did that to you, made you feel such a way, made you feel so high at one point, and now made you feel so low that you're not even noticeable. You're like a ghost, a shadow now, where before you were a beacon, and every man wanted a piece of that beacon.
Check this out. Ever notice how society treats women over 40 or 50 totally differently? I experienced this the other day at the gym when a guy literally slammed the door in my face. And I was like, you would not have done that to younger me. And you sure as hell wouldn't have done that to my daughter. But here's what's crazy. At middle age, approximately 70% of women feel like they're invisible in public, when only 32% of men the same age feel that way.
Interesting. Look at that. 70% of women around that age bracket above 40 feel invisible.
You would not have done that to younger me.
I hope you're focused and on your square. You know, feel invisible compared to 32% of men. I've been talking about gaps recently, the gaps in the dating pool. And I've been mentioning this one quite often because a huge point to begin is, whereas a lot of women may fall off as they get older, I'm not even being rude, I'm just making a point. The point that even this woman's making.
To younger me.
For a decent amount of men, not all, let's be honest, a decent amount of men are reaching their prime by middle-aged. Even if you want to say it's about money, come on. A lot of women love money, even the modern independent woman. And so do obviously younger women who haven't even made it yet. They're probably still, studying. And here you have a middle-aged man who has hit his prime now. And, obviously, he can take her out and have fun with her, whatever. So again, the point is, why do they blame men? Well, the answer is, why wouldn't they? From what I've just said, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? It's never spoken about of jealousy. Jealousy. Could some women just be jealous of the fact that they see men their own age now with the ability to reject them and date younger women, or just not date at all? They can just live as free bachelors and do whatever they want to do. Is there an air of jealousy to that creates hate and anger, resentment?
Percent of women feel like they're invisible in public, when only 32% of men the same age feel that way. This is called invisible woman syndrome, and it typically starts around 50. So like now, the dude at the gym, I was like, what, do you fucking work here? But no, he just wouldn't hold the door open for me. He needed me to get someone to buzz me in. I'm a member. Okay, back to the script.
Yeah, he's showing you autism. Yeah, it happens.
But here's what's actually happening. Society has been conditioned to value women for beauty and youth. And there's certainly lots of experiences and data to prove it. In a study of 2,000 women over 50 years old, only 15% felt confident in any area of their lives.
Wow. And it is a key thing. And this is why I think the blame is somewhat hurt now. Let's be honest. A lot of men don't help themselves by obviously, insulting women that get a little older. And it's like, damn woman, I didn't see you there. Maybe if you were hotter and a little bit younger, I may have noticed you. Look.
For beauty and youth.
Men don't help themselves in getting blamed for it because a lot of men are trolls and they'll take the piss out of women for no reason. It's because she's an older woman now. Okay, we get it. However,
only 15% felt confident in any area of their lives.
Because one of women's prime key powers, the youth and beauty, you can say it's wrong or right, whatever it is, when that's taken away, it does not matter in a lot of cases how accomplished the woman is. Very accomplished. Like a lot of men reach their prime financially by middle-aged, so do a lot of women. Yeah, but the difference, the grand main difference is, because a lot of men are at their peak at that age. A lot of people, not just men, but society itself would see a lot of women as, middle-aged. If you didn't really have any kids, if you didn't secure a husband that stayed with you, it's like, yeah, that level of opportunity will never be there again. Not that she can never find a man again. No, that's not the point. But the mass amount of opportunity, the quality that could have been gotten before is no longer there. So again, jealousy, the acknowledgement of what's lost.
For beauty and youth.
In the loss of youth and beauty. Again, it can cause a lot of women to just have a problem with men, you know? She probably didn't before because men were buttering her up. She was getting free gifts constantly, free attention constantly, just getting so much free power from men constantly. And now it's all gone. And now the only constant she feels is a sort of emptiness, a sort of lack. Damn.
So society may or may not value women. For non-reproductively viable women, there's definitely a feeling of not being seen or cared about. But here's something that may be great. Real power perhaps isn't in staying young. You can walk by construction sites and nobody cares. That's amazing. And while no one's watching, you're free to be exactly who you want to be. Women who embrace this transition can often feel much more empowered than ever, not giving any Fs, which is great, and feeling authentic and powerful and maybe a little witchy too.
Really? So long as you're not casting evil spells on men, it's understood. But again, it's a big gap, isn't it? It's a big obvious gap, especially amongst millennials who are going through this transition right now, aren't they? The 30 to early 40-year-old millennials are going through this right now, aren't they? Some of the men are becoming the most successful they've ever been in their life. And the same for some of the women too, except with the newfound career and money for a lot of women, they are losing the youth, aren't they? The fertility, the power of the attention, aren't they? But let's be honest. It's not every woman that's going to embrace it and take it lightly, take it willingly and happily. No. This is sort of why so many women at this age, middle age, have a strong dislike for women in their prime, in their 20s right now. It's sad, but I mean, for as strong as feminism is, it does not help women with losing their greatest power. It can say comfortable words, but come on. It's like going from being a goddess to a pauper, really?
Certainly something empowering about not trying to have to prove yourself. And that kind of audacity is worth the wait.
Yeah, time waits for no one.
When a woman turns 30, you kind of have this 10-year period in your life where you're looking ahead and you're like, I have to do everything within this 10-year
Is
little
that
space.
social pressure or is it you?
Well, the
putting
hospital,
pressure
the
on
social
yourself?
hospital, the hospital
pressure.
is calling you a mature mother. 35, it's calling you a geriatric mother. There's that time bomb. And I'm meeting fellas who are 55 who are going, yeah, I'm not sure yet. Not sure yet.
Okay, I'm not saying it's good. You can say it's irrational. How's a 55-year-old man?
Not sure yet.
How long's he got left? Why is he not sure yet at 55? But again, the disparity. That man at 55 could reach his prime. You know, most millionaires, not people that were born rich, but most self-millionaires are in that age bracket. So think about this. That man may have just been a millionaire, like say 50, like just say 50. He just became a millionaire at 50. You know? He's living life on a different level than he ever did for most of his adult life. Even when he was younger and possibly more good looking, it didn't matter. He was not a millionaire then. I'm just saying examples. So just saying as an example, that man is now rich at 55. He's seeing life differently.
Not sure yet.
He's seeing how women react differently to him now that he's so rich. Another key point. So whether it's good or not, a lot of these men are, they are pushing it. However, can you blame some of them? These are men who are still dating. Some men have chosen to be single and just collect all that money for themselves and live life. But for some of the men still dating, they may have just come across more life simply because their life has become more richer.
What they want at 55.
But the great thing is, dating apps are there now. It probably is easier to meet people at different stages of
My
life.
GP recommended it. She said, look, there's people come in here, the tide wouldn't take them out, and they managed to find someone on the app. You have to excuse the lads. They'll have a picture of, holding a dead fish with their mum and their good-looking friend, and you're like, they haven't a hope.
Have you met people off the apps? Like
No,
people
not really. I
before?
do think I'll have to meet someone in real life because the apps are a bit crap. It
they?
is jungle, yeah.
There's another person here saying, how can you know what you want until you see it? You go on the app, you think you have an idea what you're looking for, and this person is saying what they're looking for. People fall for each other in magical, mysterious, random
the
ways, don't
thing.
they?
Yeah.
Is that kind of gone with the apps?
Yes, I believe it is. Not all, but yeah, look, come on. A lot of magic has disappeared with the apps. It's robotic and digital. It's not real. The connections are hopefully real. However, come on. It's numbers. It's binary codes. It's ones and zeros. It's AI-infused dating. Really? Everything's AI now. Of course the dating apps are using AI as well. Come on. It's hard to say this quote, but when science is so advanced, it seems like magic. Arthur C. Clarke. I am butchering that quote as well. But it's weird we live in a time where relationships, this supposed magic being formed by couples, is being done through a machine, through science. It doesn't make it any better. But sadly for many human beings now, it's the only form of access they have.
With the apps.
A little bit maybe, but then you do hear lovely stories. I have so many friends that they're with their significant others through apps.
Yeah, it
and
does
I've
work.
been at lots of weddings, does work, but you have to be in a certain mindset for it.
A woman here texting knows. As a 51-year-old divorcee, my coupled up friends have no clue what it's like out there. I'm single 10 years. I've never been asked out in any situation in those 10 years. I'm in a sports club, a hobby group. I get to meet a lot of people through my work. Dozens of female friends. Never been introduced to any men they know. It's a desert out there, dispiriting as it is.
It's a desert out there, a desert of men. Wow. Interesting, isn't it? Again, another common problem we're seeing nowadays.
It's a desert out there.
Not being able to find men. Where are they? Where are they hiding? They're not even hiding, they're just at home. Or just going to the places they need to go to. Gym, work, appointments maybe, grocery shopping. Just general having fun, general entertainment. Gonna watch a movie, a sports game, whatever. Then back home. Back to their fortresses of solitude.
Focus.
And because women love to date men the same age, I mean, think about this. If a lot of men the same age, a lot of middle-aged men are either burnt out, they're not dating, or they're just elder F-boys now, they're just grown F-boys. Yeah. Of course, a lot of women at this age bracket are going to struggle to find a man. Some of them are either too burnt out, or they're crashing out too much. It's like, hey, woman, if you can grab a hold of one, be lucky, because he can see you. I can see you, damn well.
It's a desert out there.
Desert out there, dispiriting as it is. The apps are where it's at.
As women, it is incredibly common for us to feel a little bit invisible as we age. Maybe we feel a bit overlooked or maybe even unheard. We're experiencing a lot of changes. Our bodies are not what they used to be. Our relationships are evolving, and it feels like our hormones are waging an all-out rebellion on us, affecting both our mental and physical well-being.
I mean, that's a key point as well, isn't it? I mean, I haven't mentioned that yet, have I? I mean, at this age bracket, women are going through perimenopause, aren't they? That's obviously before menopause, So, that is a big factor, isn't it? The affecting of her hormones. It can't all be blamed on men. Emotionally, she's just not, focused right now. That can't be men's fault, but obviously as well, let's admit, men don't help it. Men do not help this point, because a lot of men would roast a woman anyway. They'd roast, oh, look at you. You passed your prime. You ain't got no eggs left. Where them eggs? And you forgot to put them in the fridge. It's over. It's done. So yeah, obviously a lot of men are harsh and cruel when it comes to that point. But it is a point as well. I mean, how much advice is out there for men to learn how to handle women going through perimenopause? Does that advice even exist? Is it a thing? Is it a common thing spoken about? So, okay, a man in his 40s wants to date a woman in her 40s as well, same age. How many men are aware of the amount of women going through a hormonal change right now at that age? It's a simple point. But maybe if it was spoken about a lot more, maybe a lot more men would understand what could possibly be happening inside a woman's body. Some would say if they actually care or not.
But today I wanted to hop on here and share a thought with you that age is so much more than just a number. It is a big, beautiful statement that comes with it the gift of wisdom. And our story is far from over. There are adventures waiting for us. You're never too old, and it is never too late. Every woman deserves self-love at every age and every stage, but especially now. I want you to know that I see you and I value you, and I so appreciate the supportive community of women that I have around me every day. And lastly, I want to let you know that the best way for us to feel more visible is for us to see each other.
Oh, that is lovely, isn't it? That is lovely. The community thing, it does become richer and more, you can say stronger. Yeah, stronger makes sense. As a lot of women do get older, because if men don't see them, at least they can see each other, can't they? But I mean, on one hand, it proves another point, doesn't it? It's like what? Without the attention of men, a lot of women are so bored with life they have nothing to do but hang around each other. Really? I'm just saying. Think about it for a second. Women find stronger community when there's less attention from men. Okay, I'm just saying.
So go out of your way to see another woman today. You're amazing.
Oh, that is nice, isn't it? Oh, that is nice.
I used to be really pretty. I had pretty privilege. I had preferential treatment from men because of the way I looked. And then I hit my late 40s, early 50s. I'm nearly going to be 53, and I've become invisible. And I absolutely love my newfound invisibility.
Okay, an interesting point and very, very honest. It's very honest. She admits that, yeah, of course, when I was younger and I was getting all the attention. Oh my God, these men were tripping over their knobs to get to me. Preferential treatment. Obviously, yes, she was younger and hotter, but over time, now she feels it. The lack of man. Men.
I've had mixed response to my videos actually posting about this, and a lot of people saying, oh my God, here she goes again talking about being pretty. There's more to life. Yeah, I know. But in case you haven't realised, beauty, facts and chats. This is a beauty page, and I will be talking a lot about beauty, and mine included. I am going to normalize calling myself beautiful, because when I was actually beautiful and when I had all of that pretty privilege, I was hard on myself and I was really mean to myself.
Interesting point, interesting perspective. Can we waffle about that for a second?
Bodies are not what they used to be. I had all of that pretty privilege.
Women's own mental state. Now look, this is when they're younger. Some would say our prefrontal lobe development, or whatever, all that stuff, whatever. But it is interesting how the insecurities in so many women is so powerful that even when they're at their hottest, their prime, their best years, they still don't think that they're it. They still don't think that, yeah, look at me. They still feel the lack, even with all the attention. In a weird way. It's weird to say, but I mean, when is a woman ever really happy? Is she? You can say, okay, you can't really blame women for having this, anxiety with how they look, because the world puts so much pressure on them because of their looks. So it's like you can say, oh, you can't blame women for this, but it's like, really? Wow. Men still have to navigate a woman's emotions, no matter what stage of life she is. If you're a man that actually cares about the woman you're with, yeah. But how many men are given credit for understanding that and even being able to do it? Oh, he understood the frontal lobe thing. And then later on, he understands the perimenopause and then the full menopause and then the post and everything. But are men ever given credit for even understanding that, or just blamed for taking away the once great power? No longer a goddess.
Had all of that pretty privilege.
Now just a pauper. Really?
You find the negativity and I will use that against me. Any way I could self-deprecate, I did that. And as I've got older, and I obviously am like a world away from who I was and where I was, I realised that that's what a shame. I've had real mixed response from people asking me to show pictures of myself in my younger years. Yeah, there's pictures all over, up and down my page. If you want to see pictures of me when I was younger, please feel free to scroll down and have a look. Today's post isn't about that. Today's post is about normalising, talking about our beauty. Now, people are saying there's a lot more to life than being pretty. We need to stop just talking about that. Yeah, I know that. But as I said before, this is a beauty page. That's what we're talking about.
And it's also a big topic for women. It's a huge topic for women, because even though some don't want to admit it, a lot know it's their most valuable asset. Yeah, education, degrees, qualifications, that's nice. But I wonder how many women had both at one point. And over time, obviously, the looks diminished. Still qualified, obviously, make good money. But oh, what she would give to go back to the days where men looked at her like employers. Look at her qualifications. Damn.
So all sorts of different aspects, but this is a beauty page. That's what I'm talking about. And today I am celebrating being beautiful. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, I know I am my own version of pretty or beautiful, or whatever you want to call it, within its limitations. I know I'm not the best looking woman in the world, but I don't do too badly. I don't think.
No, lovely looking for her age. Let's be honest. But again, I've made this point before myself. A lot of women still look good, 40 plus. Sometimes that's not the point. Sometimes the point is her past and her current attitude. It's like, damn woman, you lost the looks, but you've gained some bitterness. Where? Why?
I'm too bad. Let me just show you a picture of myself, of where I was when I had hit rock bottom because I was a heavy drinker. I am now sober almost 6 years. I'm going to show you how I went from being that fresh-faced young girl that got caught up in socialising and partying and drinking, and then kind of spiralled into drinking a lot more, and then every day, and then it kind of tied in with boredom drinking, and all of a sudden I was relying on it and it had taken hold of me.
Wow.
Fresh-faced, look at me, looking all glowing and gorgeous. Actually remember the day that was taken. I think that...
Now, men have eyes, of course. Yes, makeup, she had makeup on and everything, whatever. But men have eyes, okay? But also so do women. A lot of women take pictures, don't they? And a sad reality for a lot of women is looking back through their older pictures. Yeah, looking back. I mean, she said she wasn't going to show younger pictures, but okay, she did anyway, but whatever. Looking back Time. And when you understand that, you'd understand how some women, even if they don't say it, they would have a certain, I don't know, rage towards men. Rage towards men. Oh my God, the men back then were going crazy for me. But now, as a more mature, more logical woman, if you will, these men don't even look at me anymore. It's like, damn, I lost the beauty, but now I've got the brains. It's like a lot of men don't even care. Wow.
Was we're at 20 years old, that picture. I'm in my early 30s here, and yeah, remember that picture? Look how cute I look. And then that happened.
Wow.
That happened because of drinking.
Wow.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Damn.
It is wild. That is what happened because of a drinking. But then about a year after this, I got sober.
Improvement. Again, with time is past. By this point in life, regardless of how the woman does look, what's happened in her life will play a big factor as well, won't it? Let's be honest.
And this happened. This was last week, I think. And I really like that picture. Yeah, my skin's really fresh and I look really well.
Yes, a lot of men do talk a lot and cuss women of a certain age. However, anyone who's ever had anything and had it taken away from them, ripped away from them, would feel angry, would feel sad, and may feel somewhat bitter. The world is yours. Have a nice day.
You would not have done that
To younger me.
for beauty and youth.
Had all of that pretty privilege.
Wow.